Larry Miller is not usually the main guy in the movie, but when he shows up in a scene, well, you feel like you already know him. He's been in more than 100 films and television shows. And for a successful actor, he actually keeps a pretty level head when it comes to all that Hollywood stuff. He also likes to take aim at the absurdity of life.
Here's the only way I can understand economics, and I hope it helps. I would like a Ferrari. I cannot afford a Ferrari, therefore, I won't get one.
He hosts a podcast about it. It's called This Week with Larry Miller. He even wrote a book about it, Spoiled, Rotten America. But you probably know Larry best from the motion picture shows. He grew up in Long Island, had hoped to be a musician. And then one night in 1977, he stumbled into a comedy club where this guy was performing.
The city's on the verge of bankruptcy. They're putting up rides for us. And next thing you know, we'll have a roller coaster through the ghetto, which...
And so Larry got himself into comedy, then acting. He was actually the runner-up to play George Costanza on his pal Jerry's TV show.
I really don't have to talk to you. Goodbye.
You really think you're better than me, don't you?
Since then, he's appeared in everything from Law and Order to Curb Your Enthusiasm to the Christopher Guest movies.
Please, honey, this is what I do. I'll gouge your left eye out with my thumb. Now, shit you not, you freak.
And all those adventures have translated into some pretty juicy tales because Larry's back on the comedy stage with a one-man show. It's called Cocktails with Larry Miller. Little League, adultery, and other bad ideas.
Isn't Little League all about the kids and sunny days and friendships that will last a lifetime? Well, yes, but only in the sense that prostitution is all about working outdoors and being a people person.
And please welcome to the show, Larry Miller!
How are you? Just glad.
Welcome. How's things?
You know what, just great. Seriously, that I love to, I'm lucky, I'm an actor and a writer, and I love all these things, but I love to travel as a comic, and this next step with a one-man show is very different, so it's pretty neat.
Is it different in a, like an anxiety-causing way? Like, how are you feeling about getting out there? One-man show has a lot of responsibility, and it's very different than playing in an ensemble role.
Gee, I hadn't thought about it till just now. Suddenly I'm petrified. No, you know what? People like us are made for this stuff. So you know what? It's like saying, if a baseball player should always want to get up at bat.
Right.
Now, every so often I think, boy, if I had to go up at bat, I'd be very scared. Well, I'm no good at it. So, I mean, it's the same thing if I had to do, I don't know if you get these thoughts, if I had to be a heart surgeon, I couldn't do the heart operation.
Not at all. I'd be shaking.
That's right, I'd say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But that's not us. This is us.
Right.
A lot of people would be terrified of what you're doing or what I'm going to do, but we're made for it.
Yeah, it's almost, and you're never really alone up there in a sense because you're playing with characters, you're playing with stories, you're relating things that are true to your life. So, I mean, in a sense, you're just being you.
Yeah, but in a way, it's more basic than that. That laughter's a deep thing. It's a good thing, and if I know anything, it's that. That's why I'm here.
But I guess that speaks to a lot of where you find comedy, which is stuff in real life, in the subtleties of it.
It's the only thing. My kid, this is out of real life. I know I'm going to be writing about this. My oldest son, just yesterday, got his learner's permit. He's 16. So my wife called me, because, you know, when he's back home in Los Angeles, and she calls me, say, we just got it. He passed the thing, whatever the thing is. Yeah. And I love them. That's fine. It's great. But it suddenly struck me, I just don't understand how someone who can't flush a toilet should be allowed to operate a motor vehicle. And I just think that should be on the test. Check. To say, why, when I come home, will every light be on? And so it's natural. If it's everything that people notice, which is, as you know, why the laugh occurs. If you perform it well and you write it well and you think about it well, it's something from people's lives that they say, that makes sense to me. You know what, there's something that happened that's, again, absolutely real. Before the day I came on this trip, I'm making breakfast for the kids. They put makeup on this tonight. I won't show it. It's a cut. It's the bald father's slam into the open cabinet that the kid left open, cut. Only bald fathers know this. And it's the 6 things at breakfast. Don't hit him. No, he hit me too. All right, then hit him, but eat the fruit. And it's the... It's the 9 things at once and the bagging the lunches, which I do really well.
Yeah.
I like that because it's something I can control in life. Anthony Hopkins in Remains of the Day had nothing on me. You know, and I didn't even need a ruler I put every fork in the right place. And the kids, no, don't do this, don't do that. And one of the kids would grab, Daddy, I need the thing. Sure, Zam! And it has to be 28 times now, about every 2 months, to the millimeter, the exact same spot on my head. And then it bleeds, and there's a little trick. It hurts, it doesn't hurt. But in real life, I think the key to anyone creative, and I think most people too, there are 2 kinds of people. One, when something like that happens, do you get angry? Do you get angry at the kids, the dog, the cabinet, anything else in life? You storm into the bedroom, you know, and say, that's it, we're getting new cabinets. You know, the answer is no. It depends. How quickly can you laugh again in life? How quickly do you say to yourself, this is actually hysterical, because how lucky am I? We've got a house, we've got food, you know, we have kids. My wife's back there. And you know what? I didn't cut a hand off. Yeah. I did another silly life thing.
Can I play a clip from back in the day?
Yeah, sure.
Watch this Larry back in the day.
Okay, we're all set now. We got a very, very special surprise for you here. We have a soon-to-be professional entertainer. So it's your last chance to get him at the special reduced rate. He's not only a fine entertainer, by the way, but he is a very good wing on the St. Anthony soccer team. So give him a nice hand, one of our own. Give him a nice hand. Welcome, Danny Amatullo. Danny, hey!
Larry Miller in Fame.
That's right.
You were in Fame.
That was the first part I ever had, and I had just moved out to about a year into Los Angeles, and it's actually very touching because my parents, who passed on now, were visiting me, and they were staying in my apartment, and I went to this audition, and I read the part, and something funny had happened with my folks, or that my mom had said at that point. She said something like, she went into the kitchen, and it's a classic young actor's kitchen. There's nothing there. There's, you know, a Melmac plate. You throw plates out. You don't clean them. And she said something to me like, because she was going to cook something, she said, where's your garlic press? And I said, you know what? I eat hot dogs twice a day. But the point is, I told that to the people at the audition. We were talking, and I did an audition, and I said, anyway, I'm going back to my parents. I'll never forget, because sometimes there are nice moments in show business. And I said, I was at the door of the room, so the producer and the writer and the folks from the network are there. And I said, anyway, I'm going back to my I told them they were there. And the producer from across the room just smiled. It was a very sweet smile, and he said, you know what? Tell them you did a good job.
Oh, that's nice, man.
And I stood there and I looked at him. It's actually, it's hitting me again now, because I thought, now, you know what? This is a good moment in show business. And so I went back and ultimately, well, I guess got the part. But that's funny, so that there are so many circles in life that get closed in a way you never will, that you don't know.
Right.
And here, we're meeting for the first time.
Right.
And I'm doing this, and I'm on your show, and you know what? And then you bring that up, and it makes me remember something like that. It's
What did your folks? How much of your success did they see?
a bunch. Plus, they died in the 90s, mid 90s, but you know what? Again, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I'll tell you something they did that was maybe the best part of parenting. When I got out of college, I didn't know what I was going to do, and I lived back at home for 3 or 4 months, and they never pressed me. They never pushed me. They didn't say, well, you know, and they knew, obviously they weren't hands off. They knew we had a couple of chats, yeah, I don't know, but they never pushed me. And then after 3 or 4 months, well, I got a job, and I had an apartment, and with a couple of friends from school, and this is when the comedy club scene, as happened in Toronto and many cities, it was just starting in New York. And there was a club called the Comic Strip that someone said, well, my uncle works there as a bartender. So that started that process. But I've often thought back that by not pushing me, that's why when people say today, and it happens frequently, they say, my kid wants to get into show business, what should I do? And I always say, sincerely, you know, maybe people come to the show and they ask afterwards, and I say, sincerely, what would you like the kid to do that would make you feel good? What's certain in life? Would you like him to work for Aetna? Would that be good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nothing against Aetna, but I'm just saying, would you, so that he can be fired at 39 because he's no good at it, and then can't watch movies or TV shows because it hurts him because that's what he wanted to do? He'll make a living. You can be successful in show business in 1,000 ways.
That's so good. You want to check it out, Cocktails with Larry Miller, Little League Adultery, and Other Bad Ideas. So he's playing in Toronto Thursday, March 29th at the Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts, the town of Richmond Hill. Go check out Larry. Great to see you, man. Thank you so much.
Same here.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.